Well, you can say that the rate of change in human history is much due to the abundance and accessibility of information and knowledge. Yet the current ways in which we consume this information and knowledge have been stretched to the limit. The reason is that the way we consume knowledge and information today is in this assorted feed of content items. So we have the web with all of the websites. These websites update all the time, and we get this stream of updates. And this stream of updates is in the form of text items arriving in random order. And the content and the order were chosen for us by these big companies, algorithms, Facebook, Twitter, etc. The problem here is that you basically see just the last few items in the feed because you don't have all day to continue looking at these streams, and because of that you miss valuable information that may be hidden down the stream. Now there is a better interface to select few items that interest you out of thousands of items, and this effective way is the organized space. You can think of a supermarket where there are thousands of items, but go and find exactly what you want really quickly. This is because you see the entire feed in organized space and you select the items that interest you the most um, quickly and effectively. So the WebWide Matrix tries to build this new interface of organized spaces to replace the ineffective assorted feed interface. It's basically a new communication medium powered by a processing layer over the web that enables effective consumption of large amounts of information. Why do we need a new medium? Well, we see that the current media for consuming information were stretched to the limit. They're not effective anymore, so we need a whole different interface. And we saw that the organized spaces interface is effective. And the reason actually is that it uses additional faculties such as spatial vision, the ability to see millions of objects and quickly find the things that interest you, and spatial memory, the ability to remember where things are located, which is a really powerful power of the brain. Now, another reason why we need a new medium is because this organized space interface requires behind it a processing layer to process web data. This processing layer should be standardized and made available to anyone. This is because it needs to support any type of content feed, any type of content, and it also needs to be effective for each one of us. So for each usage or use case or person or organization, there will be an organized space that works well for their purposes. Let's imagine some use cases. So suppose you're working and you have a break, you want to check your Twitter feed, or your Slack feed, or your blogs feed, or whatever. However, you don't want to see just the last few items added to the feed, but rather you want an overview of the entire feed. So you open the organized space generated from this feed, which is organized like a supermarket where the departments of categories, alert, topics, and so on. And you get an overview of the entire feed, and since you go there almost every day, you know exactly where to find the items that interest you the most. Well, let's say you want to solve some big problem by getting ideas from many people. For example, a city like Chicago may want to do a survey to get ideas on how to fight crime, which is a major problem there. So with an organized space, you view the result like a big store, where each survey response is an item and similar ideas are grouped together. This allows you to consume the results of this open-ended survey in minutes, not in months, and do such surveys as frequently as you want. Let's say you're a startup developing some medical devices or drugs, and you need to go over many research papers that describe possible correlation between mRNAs and genes. And this will require a team of researchers working for months just reading those thousands of research papers. But if you use an organized space that displays the relations extracted from all of these research papers, you can quickly see all of the relations and which relations are stronger, meaning they appear in multiple papers and should be investigated first. Well, let's say you're just a single guy who wants to look for a girlfriend, but from the thousands and thousands of Facebook profiles of single women living nearby, how can you find the ones that uh, should should interest you most? So in an organized space, you'll be presented with just the ones having overlapping interest, similar activities, beliefs, etc. And you can also filter them by those who accepted a friend request sent on your behalf. So imagine you can do this for any type of content feed or website, say a chain feed from GitHub, your email inbox, your work tickets, your file, company conversation, stream of data errors, products you want to buy, basically any large feed you want to consume and create value from on a daily basis. So if we try to compare this new interface with the regular web, the web is basically an access layer. It's a set of protocols and standards for building a medium to access any information from anywhere on the world. The WebWide matrix is a consumption layer. It's also a set of protocol and standards for building the medium to effectively consume any content feed from the web. So an access layer, and over it a consumption layer. In the access layer, information arrives as an assorted feed of content items. And this requires you to give attention to each item and limits the value you can make out of it. In the consumption layer, content feeds are processed into organized spaces. This allows you to consume much more information at the same time and make much more value out of it. The web is composed out of standard infrastructure to make it easy for anyone to publish and access information. And it also has a value ecosystem. The new ways to deliver value created many opportunities and growth engines. Similarly, in the WebWide matrix, there is a standard infrastructure to make it easy for anyone, like your grandma and your 80-year-old child, to generate and consume organized spaces out of any content feed. This also yields a value ecosystem. The new ways to deliver value create many opportunities and growth engines.